Ooh, that's so pretty. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So good to have you here. Welcome into Chocolate Twist Yoga in partnership with FITBK. I am so excited to be sharing today's practice with you. There's something about yoga that is just feminine. It's flowy, it's sensuous, it's rhythmic, it's dynamic. And today's class is special because we're going to really be focusing on highlighting those and their relationship to feminine energy in celebration of Women's Health Week. If you have a couple of blocks, please go ahead and grab them, as well as a cushion and a blanket. These will be a great support in our practice today. If you are new here, I'm Kali. So good to have you here. Please let me know where you are tuning in from and let me know what your favorite type of cookie is. I love cookies. I am a cookie monster, and I'll tell you my favorite type of cookie at the end of class. If you are not already, please be sure to subscribe to my email list. There's information about that in the description. You get a free gift just for signing up for my email list, and you'll stay in the flow of what's going on here. Special thank you to my Patreon membership. They are the ones who make this class possible. Patreon members get special classes, workshops, they get tutorials, they get community classes, as well as all kind of advanced and intermediate practices and all kinds of things. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon member, please be sure you check out the description box for more information. At the end of class, to extend this practice around cultivating feminine energy, be sure to check out the description box for the journal prompt. I think you will really enjoy it and see how it supports the work that we'll be doing here today. All right, so let's go ahead and take the 2 blocks near the top of the mat and off to the side. If you have your cushion or blanket nearby, now if you don't have a yoga blanket, a bath towel works really well. Go ahead and take those to the side. And we'll start off in a comfortable seat. And if you need to sit on one of your props so that you can feel good in your body, please be sure to do so. And I'll just show you how I like to use it. It just makes my low back feel really good and comfortable. All right. And once you make your way into your seat, just take a few moments just to shift about so that you can feel rooted and present. And if you haven't done so already, gradually close down your eyes. And place the palm of your right hand face up on your lap. Place the palm of your left hand face down in your lap. And this gesture, this hand mudra, is connected to the idea of reciprocity, of both giving and receiving. What's beautiful about feminine energy is that it connects us to the frequencies of rhythm, of flow, of sensuality. It connects us to the concept of creativity. And these are the principles that I want you to draw to your mind's eye right now. With everything that's going on around us, within our households, our community, and within the world, it's important for us to carve out time so that we can remember who we are, so that we can remember who we are in terms of our birthright, who we are as women, and what our divine mission is. We all are here with a very specific mission. And for some of us, that's quite obvious what the mission is. And for others of us, we're still on the journey to uncover exactly what is our purpose. And this is where yoga comes in. It helps us to unlock blockages, energetic stagnations, and positions us for revelation. And this is why we gather. And this is the significance of practice. And feminine energy speaks to the power of acquiescence, knowing when to pause with wisdom and when to move forward with strategy. The feminine principle holds a feather in one hand and a sword in the other. It brings us to a place of balance. The ability to both nurture and comfort, as well as throw fire when needed. And this is what our practice is based around today. And set a meaningful intention for your practice today. Something that is succinct and powerful. Something that is bite-sized and meaningful. And chant it to yourself a few times. On your in-breath, take a wide circle of your arms up and overhead. Keep your chest lifted. On your exhale, take a wide circle of your arms out and down by your side. So think of this as a way of clearing your energetic field. We'll do 2 more. On your in-breath, take a wide lift of your arms up and overhead. Stay connected to breath, connected to movement and body. On your exhale, take a wide circle of your arms out and down by your side. Let's take 1 more. Inhale, take a wide circle of your arms up to the sky. This time you're going to keep your arms overhead. Let your palms face each other. Lift your waist, lift your chest. And from this upsurge of energy, start to lift your gaze. And take your arms slightly forward of your brow and bring your palms together to touch. And keeping a soft gaze, gradually return your chin level to the floor. And take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bend your elbows, gradually drawing your thumbs down the center line, closing your eyes as your thumbs clear your brow. Hands land at the center of your chest. Join me with a centering breath of gratitude in. Hold your breath in at the very top. And deeply sigh it out. And lift your chest and bow your head. May our practice serve to heal our bodies, our minds, our hearts, and lift our spirits. Let's move through today's postures with curiosity, mindfulness, surrender, and joy. Place the back of your hands against your thighs. And keeping your eyes closed, slowly return your head back to center. And gently open your eyes, keeping a soft gaze. All right, so let's clear the mat of all of the props and come into all fours. This is a favorite way that I like to start class. Now, if your knees are tender, feel free to slide a blanket beneath your knees. You're gonna separate your arms, shoulders distance, and your legs, hips distance wide. All right, so ground through your palms, your shins, as well as the tops of your feet. You're gonna gently rock side to side. Sigh it out. Feel free to make any sounds you need to so you can be present and free. And now make circles going to in counterclockwise position. So to me, it's to the right. All right. And now pause and then circles going the opposite direction. All right, and now come back to steady and center. Take your hands about 1 handprint forward of your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, draw your hips back towards your heels. Keep your arms actively reaching forward. Let your forehead bow down. On your in-breath, shift forward. Draw your hips to the floor. Lift your chest. Draw your shoulders back. On your exhale, draw your hips towards your heels. Let your forehead bow down. Keep your arms actively reaching forward. We'll take a few more. Inhale to shift forward. So now as we shift back, you're gonna sigh your breath out. So shift back and sigh your breath out. Inhale to shift forward. Chest lift, shoulders draw back. Shift back and sigh your breath out. Inhale forward. Shift back and sigh your breath out. One more time. Inhale to shift forward. We're add on a little bit here. And keep your legs reaching back. Keep your chest lifted. You're going to shimmy your shoulders side to side. And what I love about this rhythmic movement is that it allows us to get into all of the various associated muscle fibers, connective tissue, meridian channels, and then come back to center. And then come into all fours, hands and knees, shoulders, elbows, and wrists back. On your in-breath, push the floor away, lift your chest, lift your hips. Draw your head and hips to the right and circle on around to the left. So similarly here, take any sounds that you need to. So those sounds of decompression, whether it's sighing, moaning, or groaning, it helps us to release stagnant energy. And come back to steady. And then head and hips to the left, circling on around. Feel free to close your eyes. Go at your own rhythm and pace. And each of us have our own rhythm. There's a distinct rhythm that each of us have. And see if you can find it here. Tap into it here. And then come back to lifted chest and hips. On your exhale, push the floor away as you round. On your in-breath, find a neutral spine. Cross your ankles behind you and take a seat beyond your heels. All right, so we're gonna lie down. So send your legs forward, separating your feet about as wide as your mat, and reach your arms all the way overhead. So I call this starfish pose. So think of yourself just getting your limbs getting really long and moving in various directions. And draw your shoulders down. All right, so keep your left heel against the edge of your mat and cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Let your right hip anchor down into the floor and hug your inner thighs together. Now adjust your upper body to the left. So you start to find this nice arc of energy from the outer right ankle bone all the way through the outer right leg, hip, side waist, side ribs, armpit, all the way through the little finger side of your right hand. And then take your left hand to hold your right wrist. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And now you're just going to gently rock your hips side to side. And just taking this small little movement can make a world of difference in what you experience in your body, what you experience in your practice today. And now come back to steady. And breathe as if you could spread your breath like butter along the right side body, from the outer right ankle bone all the way through the little finger side of your right hand. And as you exhale, start to find this sense of drawing in, consolidating toward the central axis, right through the central corridor of your body. And breathe in a bit deeper, stay present and connected. Exhale, gently letting it go. Stay with me. Let's take one more in-breath. And release your limbs and sigh your breath out. All right, heels as wide as your mat. You're gonna keep your right heel against the edge of your mat and cross your left ankle over your right ankle. And keep your left hip heavy and adjust your upper body to the right. So you'll take your right hand to hold your left wrist. Draw your shoulders down from your ears. And now breathe into the left side body. And this is the pathway of the gallbladder and liver channel. They're husband and wife pair. The liver channel is the yin channel, the channel associated with feminine energy. The gallbladder is the one associated with masculine energy. It's the liver that controls the movement and the flow of energy, emotions, and blood within our body. And breathe into the side body, especially through the side waist and side ribs. And now gently rock your hips side to side. And because of its association with the movement of blood, it's considered to be a particularly feminine channel. It's said that encoded within blood are our emotions. come back to steady, come back to center. And breathe deeply through the left side body, from the outer left ankle bone, through the entire length, up through the little finger side of your left hand. And exhale to slowly and gently let your breath go. Let's take one more in-breath. And release your limbs and sigh your breath out. And let your hands, your feet be lazy. Let your fingertips and your toe tips relax. On your in-breath, feel your belly rise, feel your chest widen. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Good. All right, and now bend your knees. And catch the back of your thighs in your hands. You're going to roll back and forth along the length of your spine 3 times, and then make your way back into all fours. So you're going to roll back and forth. 1, and then 2. Actually, we're going to come up to a seat this time. And then 3, come on up to a seat. All right, so you're gonna extend your legs forward here. If you need to sit on something, this is your time to go ahead and grab your cushion, your blanket, or whatever will make you feel good in your body. All right, so position yourself so that your left leg is along the left side of your mat, the left edge of your mat. Slide your right hand between your thighs. Pick up your right leg and lower your right knee to the right. This is a time where if your knee is uncomfortable, sliding a simple cushion beneath your knee can make a world of difference. All right, so as you extend through your left leg, flex the left foot and press the back edge of your left heel down. That's going to be a really great protection for your left knee. And then take your right hand to hold your right ankle. Take your left hand to hold your left thigh. Close down your eyes. And on your in-breath, breathe through the central corridor from the base of your pelvis in the area of the genitalia all the way up through the central channel to the crown of your head. On your exhale, breathe down that same pathway from the crown to the core back to the pelvic floor. Inhale, visualize the frequency of that energy rising within you. Exhale, breathe down the same pathway. We're going to add on. Take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand behind you. On your in-breath, you're going to lift a little bit taller as you widen through your chest. As you exhale, draw your belly to the right, the left side of your rib cage right. Even draw your right shoulder back. And breathe a little bit deeper, lifting through your chest. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper to your right. So close down your eyes and take an inner gaze. Inhale, breathe deeper, sit taller. Exhale to rotate. And from the palm of your right hand down, look over your left shoulder and reach your left arm forward. Palm to the sky, thumbprint to index. On your in-breath, you're going to push through the heel of your right hand. Lift your hips from the floor. Reach your left arm all the way up and back. On your exhale, lower your hips down. Reach your left arm forward. Take your gaze forward. We'll do 2 more. Inhale to lift and reach. And exhale to lower down. We'll do 1 more. Inhale to lift and reach. And then exhale to lower down. Okay. On your in-breath, lift both arms up to the sky. As you exhale, this time you're going to rotate to face your left leg. And breathe a little bit deeper, reaching all the way up to your fingertips. On your exhale, fold over your left leg. Inhale to lift up, arms touch the sky. And then exhale, fold. Inhale to lift up. We'll do 1 more. Exhale to fold. And hang out here. If it's available to catch your foot, cool. If that's not so available, you can let your arms rest on either side of your left leg. And gently rock side to side. And come back to steady and back to center. And you can stay here. I'm going to add on, if there's a little bit more mobility you have in your body today, feel free to join me on this one. And you can take as much or as little as you like. All right, so you're going to take your left hand to hold the big toe edge of your left foot. You're pressing your left shoulder, your left arm against the inner leg. And then lift your right arm all the way up and over. And breathe into the right side body. As you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper to your right. And if it's available, take your right hand to catch the little toe edge of your left foot. And so now I'm just working a little bit deeper through the right side body, especially from the right hip crease, side waist, side ribs, the outer rim of your armpit, all the way through the length of your right arm. So you can keep your left hand holding your left foot, or slide your left hand beneath your right leg. And stay present. And just remember that this is an option, it's not a requirement. If it's available, cool. If it's not available, that's cool too. And feel your breath spread deep into the tissues of your body. And depending on which variation you take, you're going to feel it in some areas more than others, and it's all good. Let's take a deep breath in. If you've taken the variation, release the twist, fold over your left leg, and let's all sigh our breath out. And just rock side to side. So give yourself the freedom to sigh, to utter, to moan, to groan, to shout, to chant. Honor whatever comes up for you. And the beautiful thing about us practicing in this digital space is that you're oftentimes in the privacy of your home. And that's the place where you can really be free. Come back to steady. And let your arms lazily frame your left leg. Draw your chin to your chest. Gonna gradually roll yourself all the way up, stacking your spine one vertebra upon the next. Letting your head finally float up last. Okay. You're gonna take your right hand outside of your right leg. Pick up your right leg and send it forward. So now we're gonna shift over to the right side. So the length of your right leg comes along the outer edge of the right side of your mat. Slide your left hand between your thighs, pick up your left leg, and lower the left knee to the left. So you can, again, slide a blanket or a cushion beneath your left knee. Fully extend through the left leg and press the back edge of your left heel down. So that way you don't overextend your knee. Relax your shoulders. Left hand holding your left ankle, right hand holding your right thigh. Draw your shoulders down. And now soften around the circumference of your throat. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw relax. And place your right hand now to your left knee. Take the left hand behind you. I'm still with you. Take a deep breath in to sit taller. As you exhale, hug in toward the central axis and rotate around the axis to the left. On your in-breath, sit taller. Exhale to rotate. I love the number 3. We'll take one more in-breath. Exhale to twist. And take your gaze over your right shoulder. Firm the palm of your left hand down. Reach your right arm forward. So thumbprint to index. This is Yana Mudra's Seal of Wisdom. I love to do this in class. So on your in-breath, you're going to lift your chest, lift your right arm up and back. If it's available, also lift your hips as you lower the sole of your right foot down. And then exhale to lower down. We'll do 3. That was 1. Inhale to lift and reach. So it's lifting your chest, potentially your hips. And exhale to lower down. Okay, well, last one. Inhale to lift and reach. And exhale to lower down. Whew. And then lower your hands down. On your in-breath, reach both arms to the sky. And now you're rotating to face the length of your right leg. As you exhale, fold over your right leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Either catch your foot or let your arms lazily relax on either side of your leg and rock side to side. And think about how you feel emotionally when you're in the flow. What is your vibration like? What is your energy like? And how our practice can embody that. When we feel more free and open, we can move more freely. And I'm not talking about flexibility. You know, a lot of that stuff is dictated by a bunch of other things. But I'm talking about how you feel in your body. And that's going to be unique to you. But also when you're feeling stagnant and stuck, you can use a yoga practice, a dynamic yoga practice, sign your breath out your mouth, all these small little tools to help you find that place of flow and that place of ease, that place of letting go. All right, so we're gonna add on. So you can either stay here or if you're moving on, you're gonna rotate your torso to the left. So you get a different view on this side. So your left shoulder comes toward the inner right leg. And your right hand, it catches the big toe edge of your right foot. Now, if this is not available, it's all good. Go back to where we just were. If you're a little bit more, you're gonna lift your left arm all the way up and over. So you get this nice opening through the left side body. And press the right shoulder, the right leg against each other as you open your chest and your belly to the left. And if it's available, you're gonna take this left hand to catch the little toe edge of your right foot. So you get this big opening deep into the liver channel, deep into the left side ribs, the left sideways. And spread your breath deeply into these areas, creating more space, sussing out any areas where you feel stuck. And physically, emotionally, psycho-spiritually, this stuff is all connected. You can either keep your right hand holding your right foot or slide your right hand beneath your left knee. Breathing a little bit deeper. Exhaling a little bit slower. Take one more in-breath. Release and sigh your breath out. I just drooled and I don't know what that was about, but I guess it felt good. Whew. Okay. And then chin to your chest. You're going to gradually, on your in-breath, roll yourself all the way up. I should have brought my towel. Like, I'm serious. I really drooled. I don't know. I'm okay. I'm good. And then roll your shoulders back a couple, 3 times. All right, pick up your left leg and send it all the way forward. Okay, gonna bend both knees. Place the soles of your feet down to the floor about hip distance apart. Place your hands behind you, fingertips point forward. On your in-breath, lift your chest, draw your shoulders back, lift your gaze. On your exhale, grip the mat with your fingertips, round your spine, a little shrug of your shoulders, little bend of your elbows. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back, gaze rises, arms straighten. Exhale, grip the mat, round your spine, a little shrug, a little bend. One more time, inhale to lift, chest is wide, shoulders back, collarbones are broad. And then exhale, round it out. So you can stay with this. We're gonna do 3 more. This time you have the option, if it's available, to also lift your hips. So as your hips lift, draw your inner thighs down. As the knees move forward, reach the crown back. On your exhale, you're gonna lower down, a little shrug. Little bend of the elbows as you round. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. And then exhale to lower. Let's do one more. Inhale to lift. And stay here for your exhale. Inhale, stay with me, stay present. Exhale completely out. Let's take one more in-breath. And on this exhale, gradually lower down. Okay. And now cross your legs. I'm just going to turn around so you can better see where this whole thing is going. Okay. So you're going to cross your legs. We're going to start to work a little bit more into the hips. So as you cross your legs here, have your right shin, your right ankle in front, and the left one tucked in. And we'll take it on both sides, all right? Adjust the junk in your trunk so that you're on your sitting bones. Sit on something if you need to. And let your hands rest down into your lap. All right. And let your hips become heavy. Okay. Now, you can either stay here. If you're moving on, you're going to now take the right leg on top of the left leg. So we're just adding on to this. And then we'll come back and switch directions, focusing on the left side. So you're looking to have your shins to come about parallel to the edge of the mat. They can also be less than that, but if it's available, this is a place you want to take a look at. If you feel this in the knee, you've gone too far. You shouldn't go too far. You should back off, because remember, we're moving forward with wisdom and then also backing away with strategy so that we know how to move forward, how to move efficiently through this practice and even beyond. All right, so make sure that you're on your sitting bones. Make all the adjustments you need to. Okay, now I'm going to turn around and start to fold any amount. You can take blocks beneath your hands. Keep your chest lifted and your spine long. And wade into your hips. Close down your eyes. And so breathe into the areas that are calling your attention. So like for me, it's like deep into what I call the saddle, deep into my thighs and hips. Breathe into the areas that need more attention, need a little bit more light. And then maybe walk your hands a little bit further forward. Blocks beneath your hands again if you need them. Keep your feet flexed. And then walk your hands any additional amount forward. Letting your head bow and your spine round. And spread your breath over the back body, the width of your low back. And this is the area that's dominated by the element of water, and namely the kidney channel. And breathe over the length of your spine, the back of your neck, the base of your skull. And the kidneys relate and connect us to wisdom, especially ancestral wisdom. And from a physiological perspective, it's connected to genetic material, the inherited cellular genetic code that we inherit from our parents, our grandparents, our great-grands, and on the way back to the origin of time. Breathe deeply into this space. It said that the kidneys are the most yin, the most feminine in nature. They're also considered ancient. They're the first organs, it's said, to be created after all of the bone structure, nervous tissue, muscle tissue, then the kidneys, and then all the other organs. And gradually, walk your hands in. It's one of them hot tub moments, those ooh, ah moments. I'm going to close my eyes so you don't see them rolling back in my head. Okay. All right. And so now extend your legs. Give them a nice little shake. Okay. So now we're going to switch sides. So cross your legs, this time with the left shin in front. All right. Adjust yourself. Let your sitting bones be heavy. Even if you don't have a lot of junk back there, just go ahead and adjust. All right. Because it's plenty, I promise you. And it may, you know what? And we don't have to call it junk at all. We could say we sitting on like a treasure of jewels, right? That's one of the things I love about, I'm not going to mention this person's name, but like when you see her, it's like, man, what is she sitting on? I'm like, I want to hold that in my posture. Like she's sitting like she is like sitting on like the world's like lost diamond, you know? Like, I'm like, okay, I need to embody that. All right. Okay, so you're gonna either stay here or you're gonna take your left shin on top of your right. Oh, let me share this with you. So if your left knee is still comfortable, but it lifts quite a bit from the right ankle, you can slide a block or a cushion, a blanket or something beneath the leg. And that actually feels really good. So give that a try. Even if it's like you figure out it's not your jam, at least you like know. All right, now flex your feet because that helps to like stabilize the joints, especially the knee, and it allows you a very specific action into the left hip. So I'm gonna turn around, making sure that my treasure is adjusted. Okay, now close your eyes and let your awareness drop into the central axis. This is the most yin meridian channel of all of them. It's said to be the first energetic channel created at the very moment of conception. It's like a divining rod that connects us to our mothers, their mothers, their mothers' mothers, and so on and so forth. And all the way back to the original tribe of mothers. It represents our connection to ancestral wisdom, clairvoyance, and intuition. And these are all feminine principles. And whether you're a woman or not, you know, we hold both of those frequencies, male, masculine, female, feminine energy. And now you're going to keep your sitting bones rooting down, start to hinge forward. Now, for me, what I just noticed is that if I hinge too far forward, I'll feel it in my knee. So I'm not going to go as far as I did on the first side, but that's something for my body. Your body is a completely different tapestry, so move in a way that's perfect for you. If it's available, take your hands down to mat or to block. So I'm gonna rock with the blocks today on this side. Chest is lifted, collarbones are wide, spine is long. If it's available, start to walk the hands further forward. And breathe into those deep areas that are calling your attention. If it's available, move a little bit further forward. And spread your awareness over the back body, the width of your low back, the deep sea of wisdom encoded within the kidneys, over the length of your spine, the spinal disc and vertebra, the spinal cord, the base of your skull, the back of your neck. Let your breath penetrate deeply, not just stay on the surface level. And Then gradually start to walk your hands in. Oh. Okay. And now you're going to uncross your legs. Send your legs forward. Oh. And then give them a little shake. Okay. So, the thing about feminine energy is that it's both dynamic and rhythmic, but it's also potent, right? And powerful. So if you have your 2 blocks, you're going to grab your 2 blocks, right? You're going to take them right outside of your hips. Lean back, catch the back of your thighs in your hands, lift your chest. All right, so you can stay here. Add on as much or as little as you like. Bring your shins to parallel the floor and point through your feet. Reach your arms forward, lift your chest. Keep hugging your navel in. All right, so we're going to hold this for, let's say, an additional 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now cross your legs, gather everything in, get into this tiny little shape, right? And now add on as much or as little. Take your hands to your blocks, hug your navel in, see if you can lift up. And then lower down. We're going to do 3 of these. Take your legs forward, lift your chest. If it's available, arms forward. If your low back is tender, you can take your hands down and your feet down. So we're going to hold this for 5, 4. Keep your chest lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs. Make yourself a tiny little package. Squeeze everything in. Take your hands down and lift up. And then lower down. And then last one. Just 3. So if you don't physically do it, do it in your mind's eye, right? Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. That helps to keep your chest lifted. You're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs. Hug everything in a small little tiny package. Keep hugging the navel in. Lift through the pelvic floor. Take your hands down and then lift. Let's hold this here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoa. All right. And then take your feet down. Take your blocks off to the side. We're almost there. Stay with me. Feet are hips distance apart. On your in-breath, you're going to lift your hips, lift your chest, push the floor away, lift. And then exhale to lower. So we've done this one before. On your in-breath, lift. On your exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale to lift. And then exhale to lower down. All right, cross your legs. Take your hands forward. You're gonna come down into your belly, into Sphinx pose. All right, so if you have a block, go ahead and slide your block beneath your forehead. Actively stretch your legs back. Keep your head down and interlace the fingers at the base of your spine. Reach your fists into the space between your heels. If it's available, lift your chest and your head away from the floor and your block. If your low back will have it, lift your legs away from the floor. And keep your chest wide. And then exhale to lower. Switch the interlace of your fingers. Reach your arms back, lift your chest and head. And potentially lift your feet and your legs. And keep your chest wide. And then exhale to lower down. Now keep your head on the block. And bend your knees, catch your ankles in your hands. Now, if this is not available, go back to holding your interlaced fingers. Draw the inner thighs together, point your feet. Press your ankles against your hands. You're going to lift your chest. And if it's okay in your low back, you're going to lift your legs too. And close down your eyes. On your next exhale, lower down. If you're interlacing your fingers, switch the weave. All right, last one. Lift your chest, head, and maybe even your legs. So you're holding the pose, not the breath. And then lower down. Release your legs. Remove the block. You're going to stack your hands and rest your head. And rock your hips side to side. Mouth is relaxed. Throat soft. So, back in the day, when we were itty bitties, my mother and my sister, we would help make Christmas cookies. And my sister became an expert peanut butter cookie baker. Like, her peanut butter cookies are insanely delicious. And so those are my favorite cookies. So Auntie Kimmy, as my kids call her, if you're listening, I ain't gonna be mad at you if you make some peanut butter cookies in May. All right, and come back to seti and center. And breathe into the entire back body. The back body is actually dominated by yang energy, or masculine energy. And the two, feminine and masculine energy, they exist to support each other. So spread your awareness through the entire back body, the back of your head and neck, your shoulder blade, spine, the low back, your hips and thighs, the back of your knees, calves, ankles, the soles of your feet. And take your hands outside of your chest. You're going to come into all fours, hands and knees. On your in-breath, push the floor away, lift your chest, lift your hips. And draw your head and hips to the right and circle and around. And take this a couple times. Take any sounds you need. Take any variations that are calling you, even if it's nothing that we've done in class today. Return to lifted head and hips and pause. And then circles in the opposite direction. And back to lifted head and hips. And then exhale to round. And then just rock side to side. Come back to steady. Find a neutral spine and come into a seat. We're almost there. I'm going to take your arms into a cactus position to the sides. Place your left arm forward. Stack your right elbow on top of the left. You're going to slide your left fingertips to the palm of your right hand. Draw your shoulders from your ears. Soften your throat. Close your eyes. Keep your sitting bones rooting down. And make circles going to the right. When all is said and done, we all want to be free. Yoga does not right the wrongs within society, the ills within society, but it does help us to find a greater place of clarity. And I'm not talking about your ability to be flexible or mobile in your body, but your ability to connect with breath and movement in a way that's strategic and nurturing. You're going to pause, and circles going the opposite direction. And so I invite you to use your yoga practice not as a way to stick your head in the sand, to kind of gloss over with this kind of a new age, spiritually empty way of seeing the world as unicorns and glitter. Just bump all of that, come back to steady, and then release your arms, circle the arms wide, palms face forward, lift your chest and gaze. Cactus your arms and lion's breath. And then bring your arms back to overhead and then lower your arms down. All right, so we're almost there. We're going to take the other side and then seal our practice. Stay with me. Inhale, arms up. And then bend your elbows. This time bring your right arm forward first. Stack your left elbow on top. Single or double wrap. And now circles going to the left. And so this is eagle arms. Eagle arms. So it said that that Garuda carried Vishnu on its back. And so what this tells us, whether you know anything about Garuda or Vishnu, what this tells us is that if you think about, what is the eagle known for? The eagle is known for its vision, its wisdom eye. To be really clear, and then circles in the opposite direction. And this is why this pose is included here today. And the liver helps us to improve vision, not just our ability to see within the physical space, but also inner vision and our ability to see things as they are, and not just a reflection of who we are, but to really see things as we are. And we're looking to align that and then come back to steady, come back to upright. On your in-breath, take a wide circle of your arms up and overhead. Palms face forward, lift your chest and gaze. Cactus your arms and lion's breath. Inhale, arms touch the sky. And then draw your thumbs down the center line to your chest. Close down your eyes. You're welcome to stay here in reflection and meditation, or lie down on your back. Set yourself up in a way where you can be comfortable, surrendered, and still. Comfortable, surrendered, and still. Breathe through the pores of your skin, and letting your breath saturate every cell of your body, every layer of your being, bringing new life, new energy, and a refreshed perspective. And linger here for as long as you have time to do so. As long as you have time. I want to thank you so much for sharing your yoga journey with me. I am honored to be with you on this ride. If you haven't done so already, be sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed this practice, be sure you share this practice, because if you enjoyed it, certainly someone you know would enjoy it too. So, with that said, I will see you next time. Be sure to check out the journal prompt and the other information I have in the description box to extend and support your practice. I will see you next time. Peace, one love, namaste. Bye. See you next time.